Okay, welcome back to Embargo 2023 with a guy that I know from way back like a sleigh stack. It is none other than the man who needs no introduction, but we'll give him one anyway. I'm gonna have to do this, bouncing this thing around. What's up, dude?
Hey, hey, how you doing?
The Reginator, old hat, probably the only guy to ever watch my streams live ever. So you have that distinction. And
Oh, thank you.
you're having a rainy day, or it was a rainy day in Texas, South Texas, Southern Texas, Southeastern Texas. How far are you from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico? Because that's where I like to say everybody's from. That was an old Cactus Jack reference back in the day, Mick Foley's character, Cactus Jack.
Be honest with you, I'm not sure.
Is it a real
If you
place? I'm
think,
not sure about that either.
I don't know, but if you think of Texas and you put your finger directly in the center, that's where I'm at.
Awesome. So, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, I do.
And they are seeing my screen. So I've been doing this thing where I'm kind of getting into Genesis 9 a little bit, and for those of you who just might be happening upon this channel is this year primarily dedicated to a project I'm calling Embargo 2023, which basically means it's a self-imposed embargo of buying anything art related, because I've been doing that, Reg, since 2003. Conservative estimate, I've spent $40,000 on this stuff since 2003. That is crazy. Stuff that is now obsolete, and a large percentage of which I never used. And
Wow.
just that consumerism draw. Oh, the latest stonemason is out. I gotta have it today. Oh, look, it regularly retails for $49.99, but today I can get it for just $30. That whole mentality, which, to Daz's credit, they're brilliant. They didn't really create the hobby, but they sort of made the hobby what it is. And then ultimately they turned that hobby into consumerism, which is,
Yeah.
they're in it to make money. I'm not critiquing that. I'm just saying that the downside is that I got sucked into this idea of I absolutely have to have the latest greatest when it comes out. And when the money's good and you've got that money in your pocket and you're like, you know what? I'll get this tiny little dopamine hit, this little bit of joy if I buy that today, knowing that I didn't pay $50 for it, but I just paid $30 for it. Reg, a digital asset that I never even install in many, many cases, which is just maddening to me, man. It is maddening to me how this
Well, they
goes.
work on that branding,
Absolutely.
get it now.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's really ingenious, and I sincerely like
Yeah.
compliment the marketers. Daz, I mean, they like I said, they gave and then they took and then they kept taking. Which it used to back in the day, and I'm not complaining. I appreciate being a PA, at Daz. I've never made a lot of money, but flip that around, and on at least a few occasions, I actually made the most I have ever made per hour ever was on one project that I made for them, and I told my friends this, but it's not the norm. But I once made $400 an hour on a project that I sold to them. But then right away, somebody else came along and did the same exact concept but did it better. I mean, I'll give Dreamlight credit. He is great at taking somebody else's idea and refining it and packaging it prettier. Not just him. There are a lot of people out there that do that. I mean, like Zedekus is pretty much the queen of poses now. And
Yes.
but she didn't start the phenomenon of selling poses. She just came along and did it better and made it look sexier and better promos than anybody else. So, you know, for me, it's like an admiration thing. But I wanted to get into the game for all the wrong reasons. I just wanted to be the guy that made stuff nobody else made, and I didn't think about it as a business so much. So the things I can do myself is I can make textures. I'm obviously a visual artist, and I did that for banks and whatnot. So anything to do with Photoshop, I could do. But then pretty soon that wasn't enough. You had to be into substance. I never really got into substance. I got into ZBrush a tiny bit, but I had people like various other artists that I could use to help me make that, and so I would. It's like, why learn something you don't have to learn? And for a while that worked, but now I'm at the place where I'm having to spend $2,000 on a project, which maybe in 5 years' time I'll get my $2,000 back if I sell enough. but it's not
Hmm.
profitable. It's not, and it's just to fill a niche and a desire. But I tell you what, this has been a good lesson for me. In the past, I could say, well, so and so didn't deliver the male and the female at the same time, then Daz wouldn't take them as a pair, or Daz didn't do a buyout like I thought they would, or whatever. I could blame it on external forces. But with this latest character, I'm so thankful that I got the clarity because Daz, my developer, did what he was supposed to do. God bless him. He delivered when he was supposed to. And it was tough to get through all the little tweaks and testing, which is what makes Daz, in a good way, what it is their commitment. Like I had 4 products, one of them was not accepted, and I am open to just saying, you know what, they were right to reject that one. It wasn't
Yeah.
quite up to, and that was the hair. And so I've been just giving that to anybody that buys it and wants the hair. I just give it to them. But what I've learned is things have changed at Daz now. There are more PAs. There are more PAs at a high level. So folks like me, just as a hobbyist or a guy that's just project managing something through to get a unique product, I can't survive like this. I can't keep spending the kind of money I'm spending, and also somewhere along the way, I lost the joy of rendering with these products, and that was the whole point of it. Just the cathartic release of making a picture. You know this. I mean, this is what
Yeah.
you do. You're laser dudes. I'm sorry, laser babes.
I knew that was coming up.
Inside joke, y'all. But I mean, like, for years, it's fun to watch people make art. For years, when you and I first met, I don't think you made a render for the first 5 years that I knew you. And you were on all these CG Bytes Live stuff that Les was doing, all these instructional things. And it's like,
I was all over the place,
it's cathartic. Like you
and I
relax while
didn't
you're
make
doing it.
one render.
Right. For the
I
longest.
didn't do
And then
one
at some point,
pose.
I started giving you mad shit about that. And then,
Yeah,
and then the
you
laser
said
babes were born.
well, can you even know how to do a render? What about make a pose? Make a
Right.
pose
Right.
like this,
Right, yeah. I mean, it's
and then you
fun,
saw I could do
but
it.
fundamentally, you and I, and really everybody that gets into this, let's be honest, who gets into this that can really freaking draw and make a picture without needing all this stuff? Nobody. Everybody into this is not good at fine art, pretty much. Now,
Oh, I am.
some,
That's the thing.
some people take it to fine art
It's
and do fine art,
horrible. The
but
digital stuff is like over my head. I don't know why.
it's whatever it is hooked us all in here, and the project has so changed in the time that we've been in it. But back to the DAS part of it, I mean, unfortunately for me, I feel like if you're not in the top 25% of the best artists on there, maybe even a smaller portion than that. Like there are a lot of people in the middle, a lot of people in the middle. There are
Yeah.
folks. I'm going to put myself in the bottom tier of artistic. That's where I'm going to put myself. Depending on who I work with, that if it's
Well, your
less,
creativity
if
is
well,
like top tier.
if it's less, it's one level. If it's Zion or whoever, and Zion's really a team. So if it's
Hmm.
him or Zivion, if it's him, the level sometimes goes up or laterally moves in a different way, and it puts me in a different spot. Like I feel really good about this. So anyway, long story short, had everything ready to go, passed everything. They rejected the one product, like I said, which they were right to do. And then I just waited and I waited and I waited. And in my mind, I started telling myself, this is personal. This is personal. They're not releasing me because they got all these other things that they want to push first, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not personal. It's a business. And, logic
Yeah.
tells you that after a period of time. Now, I have had other artists there try to tear me down. I'm not going to say who, but his initials are JC. But he tried to tear me down in the forums because of an issue he had with Les, which really had nothing to do with me. And I really would have liked to have seen Daz come down on that. But at that time, it started make me. I had to ask myself. I was like, well, who makes more money for them? Is it him or is it me? Well, I know the answer to that is him. So, but even that, I think it's not. It is not personal. It is absolutely not personal. So, long story short, I sent them a ticket. I was like, "Hey, my product's been sitting in here. Halloween's coming. What's up?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we thought you were going to say go. We thought you were going to say something else after we told you it was rejected." I said, "Well, I did. I said, go ahead. That's fine." And a comment, but apparently I didn't send a separate email. So they were cool about that. Instead of putting me at the back of the line, they put within 2 days within a day it was scheduled, and then within 3 or 4 days it was released. So middle of the month, perfect time for those characters,
Yeah.
Oswald Feminine, Oswald Masculine, and the two post packs. And they got to do as good as they possibly could have done from how Daz treated it. So I had to be logical and realistic, and I said, well, okay, why did this not meet my expectations financially? And then I realized that now their scheme for discounting brand new products is crazy, bro. You could have a product. Used to, I would be like, well, I want to be, if I have a comparable product to, say, one of the guys that I look at, I want my product to be a little bit less in price. Maybe I'll get a few sales that would have went to him. So I generally started doing that, but then at a point they're like, hey, you need to price it at this level, and they had some guidance on that, so I took it. But at the end of the day, they know these deep discounts are coming, and we can't control that. So I
Yeah.
noticed that several places that my product that retails for whatever it retails for, I can't remember now, that my cut of that was as little as a few dollars. And I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, in that one week that you're going to make all these crazy sales, and you're looking at the numbers, and you sell 600 or something, and you've
Yeah.
profited like less than $600, and you're like, how does that happen?
Because of the percentage difference.
Right, and no, and I've heard other people complain about that. I'm not complaining. I understand it's a business model, but I would say that being the bastion of the only place you can really go make a living doing this, and obviously some people still can. I'm just saying my end on the less committed side, and obviously I'm not as risking as much as people either. But at my dabbling in it I'll be lucky if I get back the money that I spent developing it, or the money for the
Yeah.
time. I'll be lucky if I ever get back that back. So it has to be a labor of love and something that I really want to do. Otherwise, there's no motivation for me to do it. All of that, you take all that and ball it up. At the end of the day, it's all about why I haven't grown. Why I haven't grown into developing for Unreal Tournament. Why I haven't grown into Blender. I like both of those things. Both of those softwares, in ways, to me, appeal even more than Dash Studio. But I haven't gone down those paths because I thought that I had a nut to get right here. And a squirrel. You all right? That looked like a hard cough, man. You're still muted, by the way.
Yeah, I had to mute
Like
that
you
one.
coughed your lungs out on that one. But to me, it looks like it just looks like at that time I thought, hey, I need to hang in here to see how this is really going to go, and I think I have now. And what really matters to me is, thank God. I mean, I'm not doing Dash for a living, but I want to get back to where it was fun. And there's been times when I was having more fun than I'm having now. But I will say this: the point of embargo is not to say, hey, don't go spend your money at Dash, because I'll be honest with you, I've done that for so long. I don't think I'm going to change. Ultimately, I think I'll be back to spending money at Daz when this is over. But fundamentally going, I am not going to buy that new thing, that shiny, even if it's $1, Reggie. And trust me, there were times lately they were just giving stuff away, bro, giving stuff away, and I was like, I can't spend that.
They
I
got
can't.
me.
I can't spend that dollar. I can't do it
They got
because
me. It was
because
like
then it's
a
not an
dollar.
embargo. So I figured up at the time that I'd started this embargo, I was spending between $125 to $200 a month, which is stupid for stuff. So you add that up times the time I've been doing it, and that's how I come up with like the 40 plus $1,000. Well,
Probably more.
I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm still going to buy products from them, but I'm going to be smarter about it, and I'm going to hold myself to a higher standard. I basically need to to spend that kind of money. I need to make a nice render every day. I can't do that. I don't have the time. I can make a render every day, but a really nice involved render. So I'm trying to like use this time to just be more creative and do these streams for myself. Really, some of them I share on there. The ones that could be, you know, uh, interpreted as critical of dads, I'm not going to do that because that'll just cause me shit. And I'm not really criticizing them. I'm really just criticizing myself and being lazy. But at the end of the day, oh, we don't want that. Um, at the end of the day, I gotta make myself do this art. So all this means something. It wasn't just 40 grand that I gave away. So one way to do that is to kind of start making poses and stuff like that, and at least
Hmm.
stuff that I could sell there on Renderosity, but mainly stuff that I want. Like I saw
Yeah.
this. I don't know if you watched that stream I did the other day about the fearful poses that I really liked, and the
Saw a
price
few
was
of them.
attractive. And man, I put that in my cart 3 or 4 times. And like I'll go to Daz. Like I'll give you an example. Let's just do a little exercise here. So let me see what they're seeing. They are not seeing that, so I have to put this over here. I'm gonna it's gonna take over your screen for just a second. I always have to
Okay.
check to see what they're seeing. Second window. Okay. So here we are at Dad's. By the way, I just made a sale of this. Thank you to whoever bought that. Really good using Dad's Studio for indie filmmakers for like digital doubles and stuff. And I did this with Les, and it really turned out. I'm very pleased with the what we pull off in here. And we actually did use this in a film, and it looked great. But I digress. So we'll go here and we'll just see why it's so hard not to buy from Daz. And if you see this as a commercial for Daz, then great. Because, I mean, if you got the money and you want to get into it, it does save you time. I love Oso's stuff, by the way. And I'll tell you one thing great about his stuff is, oh, geez, look at this. Man, it's hard, especially around this time of year, Reggie. Can you see what I'm looking at, by the way?
Yeah, I can see it.
Cool. I'll tell you the stuff that grabs my eye. Not that it matters, but like I love Oso characters, and I what I do is I collect
Yeah, the
them,
bear.
but only at after. Well, what's great about this one is you know that hair suit is going to work awesome. But I will say this: I do have this for Genesis 2, so I mean, like that's not as desirable for as a whole new thing because it's practically the same. But the hair is what's cool. So I could take this and put this crazy hair on Oswolf, for a completely different
Yeah,
thing.
look.
But just going back to the front page here, seeing that a lot of this stuff, nothing is not really grabbing me. But I usually almost always look at the tools because I think is that something I'm going to use in terms of development. But poses don't usually grab me so much. Generally pay attention to certain artists sometimes, and that's a pretty cute outfit. But like I don't buy clothes anymore because I have so many. Um,
Hmm.
a punkish alien scanner collection, wild. I like to see people do different stuff, but
Yeah.
these little creatures right here appeal to me somehow. I don't know why. Just obviously they're very Halloween centric. Oh, I see what they've done. They've taken a pumpkin, and kind of tried to match Jack Skellington from Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas. That's cool,
Yeah.
and I could almost tell you 100% I will buy that someday, but I'm not going to do it now because why? Because embargo is strong, my dude. Embargo is strong. But that's cool. That's a really unique product. I haven't seen anything like it. And hey,
Yeah, the head is a prop, right?
props to you, Space Elsa.
Okay.
Um, let's see. All clothes, boots, mask with wicker hair, mask overalls, chest, buttocks. Let's see here. That's the clothes morphs. Zero prop. Okay, so it is a mass prop, which is a bummer because that probably means no expression. Let's see.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like the impression's
bummer.
there.
But hey, there's a product you can make, Reggie. Just ZBrush that sucker and make some expressions for it. Now, like right there, that's the kind of thing that I would look at and go, next Halloween I could release something to revitalize this. And to a degree, with my
Hmm.
poses, I try to like promote stuff. That looks amazing. Space Elsa, prop to you. Props to you. I always try to go and look at their
Hmm.
look at their stuff. So relatively new. I bet that does well though. So they'll do things like pick any 3 or 4 items for 60% off. Man, Zedeka's stuff is so cool. It's very tempting.
Yeah, it is.
I own a ton of her stuff though. I just an absolute ton. So if I really want to do something with her stuff, I can go, hey, instead of buying something new, why don't you use the freaking 32 sets of poses that you already own, jackhole? And that is the power of Embargo 2023, right? Like I want to do something with her. Well, here we go. I've got this all, and I'm trying to stay in, the Genesis 9 game for a little bit here while Genesis 9 is fresh. I can grab that. Just pop over to Squid Game here. Paste that in, and I got Genesis 9 selected. Z Fatal. That's weird. Conversations. Uh, 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 Beauty shape. Let's just do this word right here. Let's take the Z out of it. I really wish that there we go. Okay, we're gonna install this and play with it. So, are you staying up to speed on the freebies? Because they dropped a
Yes, thanks to you.
Good. They dropped a freebie the other day that I'm going to show you that I think is
They had a
so
couple of uh,
cool.
Genesis 9 characters
Oh, did you
assets
see
in
my
there.
I did a video where I just made stuff with the free stuff that came out that week. I used
Yeah, I
I
saw
used
the
that one. I
first
used
two.
V4. I used some V4 stuff, man. I almost never have a reason to go to V4. But like lately, they've been dropping all this free stuff. So I did a couple renders with this hair, these poses, and that, and the clothing, all for Genesis 9. So it's relative and it's recent. So that is super cool. You know, I just realized that I was pointing, and you couldn't see what I was pointing at. Freebies from last week.
Hmm.
These top four are all Genesis 9. Not for nothing, but like that's a pretty nice character to get for free. The hair is pretty nice. Um, if we pop over to DeviantArt, you can see my pictures that I created with these, and that's kind of what. Well, I don't know if you've had a look lately, but I have been fairly busy.
No, I
Fairly
haven't been
busy.
over there at all.
So starting about right here. Well, actually, if you look, let's go back. We'll just kind of explore what I've done. So when I knew I was going to do the embargo, I had already started some stuff. Um, and but I didn't actually. I'm trying to think here. So starting about right here, this is one of the last contests I did. Make sure we're going in the right direction. Oh, wrong direction. Um, Probably my last contest entry right there, and then I started messing around, and I knew that's a freebie for G2 that I ended up making a render of. Turned out pretty nice.
Hmm.
That was one of my last contest entries. That this is a PW set. There's a thread that somebody started. Is our PW productions sets too big to use? And I'm, of course, the answer is you got to have
That close the world.
a beefy. No, it's just a developer that makes really ginormous sets. Look them
Oh,
up,
okay.
PW Productions. But I have a bunch of them, so I started. Oh, you recognize this right here? Bada boom, bada bing. That's his lighthouse. I say his. I don't really know that. So I made a series of renders featuring like and I'm doing them really big, like 4,000 by 4,000. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, so right in here, I know that embargo's coming, and I start messing with PW stuff because this thread is about PW. So I just started making PW renders, and I said, "Hey, you guys, show me some of your PW." This is from Area 51, deep inside of it. They have a drink machine there, and there's really complete
Hmm.
concepts. Some of my AI stuff. Another one from inside of there, and you go in, and it's like it's not the most detailed stuff, but it's kind of like from a 1980s, 1990s
Yeah.
perspective and style. And it just kind
Kind
of,
of reminds me of a Roger Corman film.
yeah, exactly. And it kind of makes me think of early poser days.
Yeah, I like
Um,
that.
so this was probably my first embargo image. And then I started making an actual comic and started playing with comic titles. Whether I make that comic or not doesn't matter. It's just that I stay active. And
Yeah.
yeah, so this right here started off the embargo, and I thought I was going to originally label them, and I thought that's just too much of a headache because what if I make multiple images on a single page? I just started using some of the things I bought over the years and never used. Like this,
Hmm.
I have this deputy sheriff outfit I bought years ago to make like a Walking Dead image, and I never used it. So these are pieces to a comic page, that I started building. I think I probably shared. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So yeah, start playing with titles, and there's a little error left on this one. I noticed it had a little artifact on her forehead that I did not comp out. You see, but doesn't
Hmm.
matter. Being active. So I redid it with this character that looks like Mutisha, the movie goddess, just because I had the actress's likeness and a lot of photos of her.
Hmm.
That's a Facian character, by the way.
Okay.
Um, Pretty cool,
Now
not bad.
you mentioned Space Jam works better on which version character?
As far as I can see, Genesis 2 has the most dense face mesh. Now,
Uh-huh.
have you watched that Tommy Terrors that I created? This is based on photos of a live action actor that I have created a character with, and that's my face gen version of
Uh-huh.
him. He's hosting a Halloween event, and we shot some like teasers for it. This right here is starting that all that stuff from the freebie page that I was telling you about. Free hair,
Okay.
free character, free poses. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
this lurker was like the last thing that I purchased because it was Herschel Hoffmeyer. I tried to get all his stuff, and
Yeah,
it was so
it was
awesome.
amazing.
It's so awesome. So yeah, I definitely wanted to play with that, and but I just once I build the scene, I just go ahead and make some renders. But this is just something to do, and use the freebies, and those everything you see there is for freebie. This is one, and also I the characters I bought from Render Hub, I almost never do anything with. So this is a Priyanka Chopra knockoff, and one of my streams was dedicated to trying to get a different hair to deforce down that swing. Oh, I see that I left my freaking sphere in there. I got to redo that one. Jeez,
Yeah, I see it up by the head.
what a goofball! I'm an idiot. I'll fix that. So here I'm playing with the awesome looking awesome looking
Lurker character.
lurker character. That's a skin, by the way, by
Oh
Sage.
wow.
Which, by the way, it came out after the embargo, but she gave it to me, so that's fair.
Okay,
That's
that's still
one,
free.
one of my AI things. Yeah, it's still free. This is a thing from Renderosity, a set that I've been working on for a long time, and just one of the things I did one day. And now this is actually a girl I did a job for, and she's like a filmmaker and model, and just had a bunch of pictures of her, so I built out her character. She's a face gen character, a little bit of imperfections there, which could be easily touched up. But and then this one is also another friend of mine that I built a face gen character of. I didn't. I purposely did not take it further to make it look more like him with like a real mesh beard. It's just a real
Mm-hmm.
quick for fun kind of thing, and messing around with poses. And yeah, you see, so I carried on with that same. So I saved my scene so I can go back to them and do stuff like that. There's a problem right there I need to fix, but yeah. So freebies, man, that's where it's at, dude. That is where it's at.
Yeah, you actually taught me something when they're putting the old freebies out.
Yep.
Instead of, like, say, if I don't have the texture, but I have the clothing, and they put it up for freebie, might as well get it.
Sooner or later, the clothing
Cause
is going to be free, and then you'll
yeah,
have the add-on texture.
yeah,
Now that's obviously made to encourage you to go buy it. And the old me
hmm
would have, and usually I would go buy it, if especially if it's like a buck or
yeah,
something. But the reality is, you don't need to buy it if you wait. And it's like they'll come out. Let's just take Stonemason, who I'm going to say is the most popular artist on there for good reason.
hmm
Stonemason stuff comes out, and it's a premium. I mean, like he gets. They take really good care of the top 1%.
hmm
He doesn't tend to get the deep discounts on his stuff right away. But in time, there will be an opportunity where some sort of cross the board discount or, like the point system, you'll have
hmm
enough points that it goes into your total basket, and you can wind up paying like 20% of what it comes out for if you
hmm
if you wait long enough. And it's a long game unless you just want to spend thousands. And unfortunately, I have spent the thousands, but it is a long game. So but you got to stay on top of the free stuff, and you have to got to be ready to pounce when it comes out. And if you don't look at it once a month, you're going to miss most of that stuff. So habit forming, great way to drive shoppers to your site. But
hmm
that being said, you can spend an awful lot of money.
yeah.
Well, I about oh, I was going to show you another freebie that really floated my boat last week, so to speak. Let's go in here, see if I can product library, apartment corridor. I thought this looked really good. I thought we might play with this a little bit here. Now, just because I don't want to wait forever, I'm going to install it with Install Manager. It just always runs a little faster for me.
hmm
Delilah has gymnastics today, so I got about another 40 minutes to mess around here.
Okay. I bet she loves it too.
Oh man, she's wide open. She's 4 now, so yeah, I
hmm
love watching her too. It's crazy. She's so strong, man.
Yeah.
And she started saying, "Look, I can do this. I'm strong." I'm like, "Yeah, no, you're not rubbing my face, kid. I get it. You're strong. I strong." That's what she'll say. So let's see if we can apply this shape. That didn't work the way I thought it would. Why not? Let's go in here and say all. Type in Z. Baba. Okay, that's interesting. Because it did not apply that shape, and I definitely have the prerequisite stuff installed. So it's like it's just not seeing it because I have not. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. Right now, we'll just make it feminine. We'll do all that later after I've closed. We just want base feminine body. Bam. There we go. Now, no. I wish I could. I mean oh, a lot of these don't have the full body options, or they're there, but they're just a little hard to find. Partial body, upper,
Oh, like the upper, lower, and then pull.
upper, and then lower. There we go. Yeah, I'm not seeing the full body option like I would expect on some of her recent sets. See, that's weird. FBM. But anyway, so we'll use that, and then we'll go look for this FH. You're seeing my screen and everything like you
Yeah.
expect to. Okay, cool. FH. Cool. I will say this FH server room did not render well for me. It was really heavy. I don't know why. Hoping this is better. Merge into sync.
Okay.
Oh, we're not on the right. There we go. You're on the right track now. Okay, so materials. On my corridor. We got all these different camera angles. Yeah. Oh, yeah. How about she's knocking on the door? That sounds reasonable. So it seems like that's going to be down there. So I just want to get in the ballpark. There we go. Knocking on your door. Yeah. These are a little bit easier to watch when I have the streaming music, huh? Dum, ching, dong, dum, ching, dong. So we'll just move her into the ballpark. Better come out and get this pizza. Control D. So, arms down. I've gotten a little more. I'll tell you one thing they did kind of fix in G9, and that is that it doesn't. If you've unchecked the right stuff, it does not hold the continue to save the face expression stuff. So you don't tend to have to cut that out manually like I always had to with the poses made for earlier versions. So that's pretty awesome improvement right there. Got a forearm. I don't know why I'm making that noise. Do 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 do. Yeah. Just because we have bore silence, right? Whoa, girl, what you doing? Get on back here. Bring it on back. Bring it on back. Bring it on. Bring it on back. Bring it on back, baby.
I wish I could turn to the side like that. I would turn and get stuck.
Bring it on back, bring it on back, bring it on. Bring it on back, bring it on back, baby. Yeah. So you were waiting on a hard drive? I mean, are you not able to render anything at all now, or what?
Man, I am so low. It is ridiculous.
I mean, don't you have stuff that you could delete to kind of get you in a better spot?
Actually, that's what I've been doing. I've been like in uninstalling everything. But I figure I got about maybe 2.5 weeks, and then I'll just take it over there. They'll put it in for me.
Oh, you got a solid state drive?
Yeah, I'm gonna have them put one in solid.
Solid state just means it's connected directly to the motherboard, and
Yeah,
it's not a USB drive.
yeah.
Sorry about that. I wasn't trying to confuse you.
Nah. No, they insert it inside the motherboard. I think I have an extra slot for another one, but right now I'm just gonna get the 2 terabyte.
Trying to remember where I put this fearful poses at. Fearful poses. Save this. Fearful. Fearful. Hallway. I think I've been working between the new version. For a minute, it seemed like it deleted my old version when I
Mm,
installed the beta, but then I found it because all these I worked hard to get all these scripts the way I wanted to do it. And I did not want to lose that
yeah,
at all.
yeah. You got a ton of scripts at the top.
So I think what I got to do is add that library, that Fearful Poses library, back to this, hopefully. And let's see, we're gonna add you. I think I made that to be a renderosity product. Window, date modified, date modified by name. Maybe I did not. I might have just made it for me. There it is. Fearful Poses. Okay, boom. Okay, accept, accept. So I'm gonna go up here and just press Control Shift B. No, it's just Shift B. And all that does is just bake out the poses, you know.
Hmm.
Bring it on back, bring it on back, bring it on. Bring it on back, bring it on back, baby. Now, because I know I'm going to replace this with another character, I'm just going to real quick save a dirty pose, meaning I'm not going to do it properly. I'm just going to call it go to.
Yeah.
Go to door. That's not one for, for the actual set. And I'm just going to do, just going to save the transforms and rotations in 2 places here. Once we've done that, it'll just bring any figure there, and it doesn't even have to be
Back to that spot.
specific. And yeah, just because I don't like um, ugly thumbnails, I'll go ahead and make a quick thumbnail for that. Bring it on back, bring it on back, bring it on. Bring it on back, bring it on back, baby. Okay, fearful poses. Now, to keep it a proper pose, I'm not going to include the location because I have that other one. And I'm just going to call this, you keep it knocking, but you can't come in. Keep it knocking, but you can't come in. Keep it knocking, but you can't come in. Come back to bone and try it again. Woo! Okay. So we'll call this pose preset. And give me 1 second here. You keep it knocking, but you can't come in. Keep it knocking, but you can't come in. Now you're not seeing the pop-ups, but I'm checking all rotations. Then going and doing that thing, the translation and general transforms where I just saved the translate. Navigating down to the spine and uncheck the head, recheck general for the head position. Accept that. I keep knocking, but you can't come in. Come back alone and try it again. I want the thumbnails to be similar, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of half-ass this. Keep knocking, but you can't come in. You getting sick of hearing that?
No.
Oh,
You know the way my brain works. I could always throw some bass in there. Boom, boom, bam, 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 boom.
that reminds me of that scene where Elvis Costello's sitting on the couch and old Conan O'Brien's trying to impress him, and he's playing one of his songs, and Elvis just reaches over there and takes a pair of pliers and cuts a couple of strings off.
Oh wow.
Trying to get more of a similar thumbnail. Okay. Well, we'll figure that out later. But anyway, so I'm gonna go back and open this. Put everything back just real quick. Lost a little bit of weight, man. I've been on this keto thing for a month now.
I see. Congratulations.
Oh, it's just too soon for congratulations. I gotta keep on working, man. So this just a
It's the
start.
process.
Just a start.
Once you start, congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations. All right,
Process. You got to keep going.
let's put a new character in the scene. Just not BB characters. Take it easy. Take it easy. I should have a Reggie character here somewhere. Come back tomorrow night and try it again. I don't think any of my. Let's just check something real quick. I tried this several times and I thought I had gotten one that was decent, but then they all got kind of jarbled, and I thought I had one that would actually worked, except for the eyes weren't perfect. I just want to see, but yeah, those transfer your character from G8 to Genesis 9 was less than successful, shall we say.
Oh, it was
It was close, but no cigar, kind of a thing. Close, but no cigar. Taking a hot minute to load, too.
let's
Go
see.
back tomorrow night and try
Speaking
it
of
again.
Genesis 9, I noticed the eyes. Have you noticed that they kind of look kind of cross-sided almost?
That's probably where people are trying to do morph it, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not working.
They're not putting the bones
Oh shoot,
in the
okay.
right place.
Okay, so this is crazy. So this one actually is my hope I don't get in trouble. Let me just do something real quick here. Fit to Miho. Exit. That didn't work. Why did that not work?
Is that a 9?
It says it is. Let me delete this. Let me try this again. One more again. Let's go to um if I go filter by contacts and it shows me wardrobe, I should see the Genesis 9 wardrobe if she's Genesis 9. And I do. So let's try this. Let's do this. That's Genesis 8. Oh, shoe snap. Shoe snap. Let's see. Let me miss them out. It's only for Genesis 9. Ah, that looks like Genesis 8, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I see a lot of 8 stuff.
Huh. Dadgummit. Well,
But doesn't the 8 clothes fit on 9?
they do. They do. But let's try something here. But the way oh no, it's unsupported.
So was that an A dress?
Yeah, that's a 9 dress, so that is definitely an 8. All right, let me try
Oh,
let
okay.
me try this again. We're gonna get rid of her. Let's just delete that. Okay, let's go back over here. Now that says Mega Miho. This says Miho Skinny 9. Let's see what happens. Experience. Dude, this is a long one. 45 minutes. Dang. This killing time is killing me. Lightning deal.
Lightning deals.
Every oh yeah, okay, so this is why I stopped trying. Look at this shite. It's so bad. There's probably
Oh,
there's probably a way to do something that is not horrible like that, but I don't know
what?
I don't know what it is. Something went wrong.
What happened?
Just something went bad wrong. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so we can forget that. Forget that for now. That's one of the reasons that I often when I make poses for real, I make them for Genesis 8 and then transfer them up. Now this is I thought I got one version of it to actually work decent,
Hmm.
and but maybe I didn't. You can see, oh, see, you can see right there the thumbnail that it actually worked, but you know it's now
Huh.
all jacked up. Um,
Transporter malfunction.
exactly. All right, now these are going to be. I'm just trying to load a character that's G9, mainly. Um, the transfer of my dad character did not look very good.
Hmm.
Um, this is a default character for Genesis 9. Um,
Well, did they make a face gem for 9 yet?
yeah, yeah, that's how I made that.
Mm.
So G9 Feminine Ninja. Let's see what I don't have. Yeah, I ain't installing all that. Stop asking. Yeah, it's like if you get all excited about making characters for Genesis 9, then you realize you can't load but maybe two of them in your scene. They're just too freaking hard to work
Yeah,
because
too
they're so
big.
much denser. Unless you're doing like a straight up close up, it's almost easier just to work with Genesis 8.
Hmm.
Wow.
What was the
Wow.
thing with the thing called Cappy? I think
What was it now?
I'm trying to think. It was kind of like you could like it's almost like AI, but it's dash.
Hmm.
You could type in something like say female character and
Oh, like
then it turned into
metahuman, and all that.
yeah.
I really haven't gotten into that. I mean, I need to. Okay, so I know the one that I did get to actually transfer. Look at this. I think what happened was I had too many versions of the morph name out there of, would you like to change it? Okay. What's the problem here? That's weird. Okay, too many versions of that morph name, and there's something about with that method you couldn't. All right, so that worked. That's actually Genesis 9 right there.
Oh,
And
okay.
that is horror hostess. The character that Les kind of made for me. So we're gonna check. I'm gonna put something I know is Genesis 9 on her, and
Did you change something with your sound?
no, can you not hear
Okay.
me?
I mean, it's kind of reverbing a little bit now.
Um, I don't know. I didn't intentionally do that, but
I
anywho,
mean, I still hear you.
okay. Let me try to throw this G9 stuff on her and see what happens. Um, Clearly a G9 outfit. Um,
I love that character, that outfit.
yeah, I had something in mind actually, and I'm not seeing it for some reason. Oh, I was gonna throw this on her. This is my go-to for my dev figures, just because it's so dope. Oh, no, let me undo that. I want to put the whole outfit on her at one time. Horror hostess. Outfit. What the heck? Oh, there we go. Now I gotta find that horror hostess hair because it can't be anything but that. G8 female characters. So this is probably back in the original Disciple 3D libraries. Character, Disciple 3D. Um, we should do a video where we get into this for a little bit. I actually have this on sale this month at Rendo.
Which one's that? The female?
The Israfel and the what I forget the male name, but yeah,
Well, you know, I did that one render, remember?
yeah.
I like that character.
So I'm
That's
gonna
one of
find
the Lunar ladies gonna have to
oh
fight that.
the Lunar Ladies. Or there we go. Horror Host is here. Oh, so I made a D-Force version of this, which would be interesting to try out. Let's see if we can just get it to fit her. That'd be the first. It's super. It's for female 8. La la la. Okay, here we go. I've had some pretty crazy hair explosions here lately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when deforcing some stuff.
Hmm.
Here we go. Okay, well that seems to fit her. Let's see if
Yeah.
let's go ahead and put the go-to. Let's put the poses. So I was in this area. I think I was in Genesis 9. BB poses, characters, G9. Wait a minute. What was I doing? Embargo characters, go-to door. There we go. So put her in the door. Turn the apartment building back on. Highlight her. Go there. Okay. I'm just going to make this one like 900 in the air. Get it out of the way. Now I'm going to go down here to Fearful Poses, y'all, and hit her with this. Bam. But it should just... No, not you. Although, you notice how I just raised her up. It's supposed to put her on the ground, so that actually worked as
It
it was.
snapped. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Successful character transfer, even though that was not our focus. Now I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna make this hair. I'm gonna deforce this hair. This is where things could go really awry. So I'm gonna put Fearful Hallway HH for Horror Hostess. Yeah, we should do a. I wish it was more predictable when you were gonna be around.
Me too.
We'll do a thing. We'll do a thing sometime. So I can see I'm going to need to hide these legs and feet and stuff. So we'll just go boom, 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 boom. Weird. Like that should totally have. Let me turn these pants off for a second. Strange. Isn't that weird?
Daisy Dukes.
Well, I've turned it off and it's not. It's not invisible. Why? Well, there's another way to do it.
All those shorts.
What is going on? Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is. So the way that product works to make the skin take a UV from Genesis 8 is it makes a geoshell, and so that's why the geoshell is still there. So we'll just go we'll just go another way, and we'll just take these and use the There you go. Shoes, I hope, work the same.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. Loosen shins, loosen ankles. Okay. Um. All right, that'll work for now. I'll do whatever I got to do to that. So now let's go ahead and run a quick sim on this freaky looking hair. Now we could just turn that off and then do the classical, which of course is to remember the pose. Because that ain't looking great, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, the conforming parts of the cap just didn't do it.
Mm-hmm. Can you fit that cap to the head separately?
Well, I'm going to try. I may have to go with the non-deforced version of the hair. I feel pretty sure that'll work. But
Mm-hmm.
I never thought this was a great hair as far as the and we made it, I was part of making it, so it's super necessary for me to critique it. Trying to get my supplement elder immune supplements open over
Mm-hmm.
here. Did I tell you about getting a new vintage organ given to me? Not
Oh yeah, you did.
1973 D40 has a synthesizer on the top of it. So it
Man,
has three keyboards. It's pretty wild looking too.
you remind me of Larry Graham and what's that other guy's name? Billy Preston.
Oh, they have a field day on this. Okay, that hair is not going to do it. So let's go ahead and come on. Did you get what I did there?
No.
I unparented the hostess scalp and then
Mm-hmm.
just put it where I wanted it and then just made it, I parented it to the, not conformed it, but parented it to the head.
Parented. Okay.
So other than the eye, tear ducts, one of those, and
Now
eyelashes.
that texture's on the Geo shell.
The what now? Yes,
The texture.
it is on a geo shell, correct.
Oh, okay.
So that took a little bit of tweaking. The eyes never look great
Mm.
on a transferred figure, unfortunately. Here we go. Now, let's turn the apartment building back on. I don't think you could open doors and stuff on this.
Oh, and that, that
Well, I was wrong
that's
about
that.
that. I was wrong about that. You actually can open doors. Let's do this. There we go. Just like magic. Not bad. Create new. So the rest of the light are coming from.
Okay.
Okay. Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think what I'm gonna do is hit render on this, my guy, and that'll come bring this session to a close. What's your what's your schedule tomorrow?
If it's not raining, I can be around.
If it's not raining.
Yeah, if it's not raining.
If it is raining, you'll be around.
Yeah, yeah. If it's raining,
You'll be
I'll
around.
be here.
Are you not working nights anymore? Or are you guys done with that for a while, or what?
I think we're done with the night thing. We just have to build the frame up, and it's less traffic at night than it is during the day.
Where is it at? You're having to do this.
It's down in Poteet.
Poteet.
He has a buddy has a little. You know that they have those little drive-through stores that you drive right into the store and you can
Around
buy
here,
your
it's
beer.
only those nasty tobacco places that have that. But yeah, we got one in town.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, but they serve food.
Okay.
They serve food and stuff too. And
What
so
what are y'all fixing?
somebody hit the side of his building.
Shoot,
Yeah, so we had to go fix that.
that don't sound
And
easy.
so we built the frame. Uh, Not too bad when you get all you using the cutting torches and everything. You just cut those pieces out and replace them with new ones, re-weld them. Pain
Wow.
in the butt, but not super hard.
Well, it's good to have you.
Hard part is,
It's good to have you back on the big show. I can't.
oh yeah, definitely, man. I missed it.
I'm only seeing your belly.
Thank
I'm
you.
only seeing your belly in your outdoor chair from the positioning of your webcam. But hey, I mean, good job. Good job showing up.
Yeah, all right. You got
Hey,
it.
this is somebody that's had several of his teeth replaced too. But I got a buddy that has got. Well, I'll just say it like it is. He's not really a buddy. He was a buddy. So I kind of found out the person he was. But him and his current wife, they're both meth addicts. They lost all their teeth. I
Ouch.
kept saying, Neil, man, all these people trying to hire you to work these easy jobs, at the restaurant or whatever, washing dishes.
Hmm.
I'm like, bro, you could do
Yeah.
that. You don't have to live on the street. He's like, well, I'm waiting on my teeth and waiting on my teeth. He's really worried about it. And eventually he got his teeth. Eventually the system, whatever, the government paid for
Yeah.
his new teeth. I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. They look good. They made him look like. Of course, he lost all his teeth, so they're perfect.
Yeah, this is a car
Chompers.
accident thing.
Well, they're perfect though. And
Yeah.
funny thing, didn't change the guy. He still couldn't hold a job for more than 2 days. As far as I know, he's
Oh.
still homeless. Found out he molested his daughter. Actually, ran
Oh
into
my
her, and
goodness.
I always try to help her out, and because I think she's a good person, and
Hmm.
she was just sharing some of that, which I almost wish she hadn't.
Man, I wish people stopped scoring children like that, man. That's crazy.
It is, man. But that was done to him by a former somebody at the church that his dad was a preacher at. So
Hmm.
and he had told me about that, but I just didn't know that it extended to. But anyway, it is what it is, man. you know.
Yeah,
And
they just need to.
this girl is beautiful too. She's got, I mean, she has, her mama was real good looking, and she has that
Hmm.
going for her. And yet she gets these dudes fatter than me with tattoos on their face, and that's the kind of guy she goes for, you know. And it's like, dang girl,
Mm.
I just said, look, you did. She's like, oh well, all this happened, and you know now blah blah blah. This guy that I thought I was gonna be with, and now we're out. You know, we had got to get another apartment. He kicked me out again. He's younger and all this. And I said, look, give yourself a minute. You don't always have to be with somebody. Like, give yourself a year to get used to raising your kid on your own. And somebody, the way you look, the right person, if you just give them a chance, will come along. But if they come along and see you with tattoo face, Post Malone over here, artist or whatever, you're never gonna find out. You're never gonna find
Yeah,
out. Anyway,
you know, if she focuses into herself,
she's smart. She's smart enough. I think there's a chance for her to turn the corner. You know, I hope so for her kids' sake, because you know,
yeah,
kids don't deserve that.
no.
But good talking to you again, my friend. We'll do this again
Always a
soon.
pleasure, my friend.
Next time you can do we'll do your project over the. I like
Wait till I
I
get
like
this new hard drive.
mouse. Come on, Reggie. You know what a mouse is. To your left, your military left, Reggie. I mean, don't you feel like getting screamed
Yeah,
at?
I actually miss those days too. I'll play back some of the little recordings we made just to hear
Right,
it.
right on, man. All right, well, take care, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, you take care.
All right, we'll see you.
Thanks.